Frank Farian was born in Köln, Germany in 1941. He began as a trainee chef before starting out in the music industry. Initially, he saw himself as a solo artist and in 1967 released a cover of Otis Redding's Mr. Pitiful under the name Frankie Farian. The single didn't really make an impact. His next single featured 2 songs he'd written himself. These were not in the soul beat style of the previous single, they were in a style known in German as Schlager. Schlager is a type of pop music designed to be simple and catchy, often with happy-go-lucky or sentimental lyrics. The closest musical reference would be easy listening or the type of songs you might hear at the Eurovision Song Contest. Farian said the change of style was not his choice. "No one wanted my music," he said. "It was better from America. A white singer singing black music wouldn't work. The record company sent me back to German music." Over the next 5 years, Frank Farian released a dozen or so singles for various labels, all with little or no success. In 1971, he had a minor hit with a cover of Solomon King's When You've Got to Go, sung in German. By this time, he was now producing his own records. He released another half dozen or so singles, again garnering little attention. In 1974, he wrote a song based on Prince Buster's 1967 hit Al Capone, called Baby Do You Wanna Bump. The song mixed the jaunty ska tune's horn lines with his Schlager-style pop vocals and some hints of disco. His vocals were pitched low and processed in the studio to sound deeper than usual, and he also sang backing vocals in falsetto. He didn't really think the song fit the style of the other Frankie Farian songs, as they were now more rock-influenced Schlager pop songs. He decided not to release this under his own name and instead took the name of a detective from an Australian TV show called Boney. He added an M as he thought it had a better ring to it. Do You Wanna Bump didn't chart in Germany, but it reached number 14 in the Netherlands and number 8 in Belgium. Soon there were requests for Boney M to perform the song live. The cover of the single didn't feature Farian's face like his other releases, so nobody actually knew what Boney M looked like. He decided instead of fronting the song himself, he would hire models and dancers to appear live and mime to his vocals. First to join the lineup was Maisie Williams, a model from Montserrat, raised in Britain and now living in West Germany. She was approached while sitting in a restaurant with her friend Sheila, and although her brother Billy had told her she had a terrible voice and should keep working as a walking clothes hanger, she didn't say no when asked if she could sing. Her singing ability didn't actually matter, as all that was required of her was to look good on the stage and mime along to the falsetto backing vocals. So Maisie, along with Sheila, another girl and a guy, hit the road to promote Boney M. They toured discos and did a few TV performances with that lineup before Sheila decided that miming to someone else's voice was not for her, and she left with aspirations of being an actual singer. The other 2 also left. Maisie stayed while other members came and went, until eventually Farian discovered dancer Bobby Farrell working as a DJ, and he joined the group along with Jamaican singer Marcia Barrett. By 1976, another Jamaican singer, Liz Mitchell, had also joined Boney M. Inspired by the success of Do You Wanna Bump, Farian began working on an album for the group. Marcia Barrett and Liz Mitchell recorded all the female vocals, and Farian continued to record the male parts with the same pitch down and processed sound. For the live shows, Barrett and Mitchell would sing, while Bobby Farrell would mime to Farian's vocals. Bobby Farrell's live performances became one of the defining features of the group, but when it came to the recordings, he was barely involved at all. By the time he left the group in 1981, his total contribution to all 6 Boney M albums was a rap on That's Bunununus, Train to Scarville, and a spoken introduction for We Kill the World, Don't Kill the World. None of the label copy or liner notes on early Boney M records credit Bobby Farrell as a vocalist. It simply credits Boney M with the performance. By the time they were listing individual performing credits, Farrell had left the group and been replaced by Reggie Sebo, who did in fact contribute to the recordings. The reasons for Farrell's departure vary depending on the source. Farian's camp say that he became unreliable, while his family say he was upset at the lack of opportunity to perform on the recordings, and he wasn't earning as much as some group members. He was reportedly paid 100,000 Deutschmark when he joined the group, but he wasn't entitled to any royalties for the majority of the tracks, as he hadn't actually performed on them. His main source of income was from performing live. When Bobby Farrell rejoined the group in 1984, he did perform vocals, and all the members of the group now performed live. The first album released after Bobby Farrell left, 10,000 Light Years, fared badly compared to previous releases, peaking at just number 23 in the German album chart and failing to break the top 40 anywhere else. The first single did so badly it was dropped from the album lineup, and the album was reworked around a completely different theme, with the album and many of the songs being retitled. Farrell rejoined the group in 1984 and they released their final studio album, I Dance. This fared even worse than the preceding album. They disbanded in 1986, shortly after their 10th anniversary celebrations. It's clear that Farian had lost interest in his most successful project to date, even before they eventually split in 1986. He formed the group Far Corporation, mostly using members of Toto, and released a cover of Stairway to Heaven later. Farian continued to work as a songwriter, producer and mixing engineer over the next few years. He mixed the 1986 Meatloaf album Blind Before I Stop and provided vocals for one of the tracks. It wasn't long, though, before another one of his creations was at centre stage.